Okay, think about it. The last time you unwrapped one of those golden Ferrero Rocher or, dug a spoon into a brand new jar of Nutella, you weren't just grabbing a snack, right? You were actually holding a tiny piece of a huge, incredible story. So, how on earth did these treats go from a small post war bakery in Italy to a global chocolate empire? Well, let's dive in.
It's a funny question, isn't it? Because at first glance, they seem worlds apart. One's for your toast in the morning, the other's a fancy gift. But here's the thing. These share the exact same brilliant origin story, one that was born from pure necessity and a little bit of genius.
To get the answer, we have to go back in time. Picture this. It's 1946 in a small town called Alba in northern Italy. World War II has just ended, and things are tough. All across Europe, resources are incredibly scarce. It's in this challenging environment that the Ferrero story really begins.
So back then, cocoa was unbelievably expensive and just so hard to find. It was a luxury that most people couldn't even dream of. But a local pastry chef, Pietro Ferrero, had this amazing idea. He looked around and thought, what do we have a lot of? The answer? Hazelnuts. So he mixed these local nuts with just a little bit of cocoa and sugar and created this delicious, affordable paste he called gianduat. This wasn't just a new recipe, it was a game-changing solution. In that one little spark of genius, well, that became the foundation for a whole empire. From that first humble hazelnut paste, Ferrero started building brands that would soon become household names, literally all over the world. The company kept tweaking that original recipe, making it smoother, richer, easier to spread. And then, in the mid-60s, they absolutely perfected it. They created something that wasn't just another product. It was about to become a full-blown cultural phenomenon. And they called it Nutella. It just exploded. First, it was a staple in Italy, then it spread all across Europe, and eventually the entire planet. It really wasn't just a spread anymore. It became a morning ritual, a comfort food, a true global icon. Okay, so after totally conquering breakfast, Ferrero looked for a new challenge. They turned their attention to the world of gifting and special occasions. The goal was to create a treat that felt super premium and special, but, and this is key, was accessible enough for everyone. And that thinking led to the Ferrero Rocher. I mean, you know it. Wrapped in that iconic gold foil with a whole hazelnut right in the middle, it was an instant classic. The real genius was its positioning, an affordable luxury. It wasn't just another piece of chocolate, it was a symbol of good taste that you could pick up at any grocery store. Ferrero also figured out something else, something really important. Chocolate is emotional, and when it comes to kids, parents have to trust it. This insight gave us the entire Kinder brand. The whole philosophy was simple but so powerful. They used recipes with lots of milk, designed products for portion control, and above all, they built a brand that families felt they could completely trust. And guess what? This strategy created yet another billion-dollar product line. So with these absolute monster brands powering their success, Ferrero was ready to go global. And what followed was one of the most impressive expansions the food industry has ever seen. While their heart was in Europe, their ambition was always global. They strategically moved into key markets on every single continent, from the US and Brazil to Russia, China, and Australia. They were smart too, adapting to local tastes but never, ever compromising on that signature Ferrero quality. And to make all that happen, they had to build a massive production network. We're talking more than 35 manufacturing plants all over the globe, each one a fortress of Ferrero-level quality control. And get this, those plants supply products to over 170 countries. That means no matter where you are in the world, a Ferrero product is probably on a shelf not too far from you. It's just incredible. And all of that, the plants, the global reach, it all adds up to this staggering figure, an annual turnover of more than 17 billion euros. From a tiny town bakery to a genuine global powerhouse. Wow. So the big question is, how do you manage an operation this huge while keeping quality so incredibly high? Well, the answer is in their core business strategy, a cool concept called vertical integration. This really shows you how they do it. See, Ferrero isn't just a chocolate company. They are obsessed with controlling almost every single step. They invest a ton in sourcing their own ingredients, like all those hazelnuts. They process them in their own facilities. They design their own unique packaging, and they run some of the most futuristic automated factories you've ever seen.
This gives them this insane level of control over quality, from the farm to the shelf. While competitors are outsourcing to save a buck, Ferrero's obsession with doing it all themselves is why a Rocher tastes the same in Rome as it does in Rio.
But here's the thing that truly sets Ferrero apart. It's the real shocker. Despite its enormous size and its global reach, it's not some faceless public company. To this day, it is still a private company, owned and guided by the Ferrero family. That is almost unheard of for a business of this scale. So when you put it all together, the genius products, the global scale, that unique family vision, you start to see the secret recipe, the formula that built this whole empire. Here it is, the Ferrero secret sauce. It all starts with that hero ingredient, the hazelnut. From there, they build brands that people have a real emotional connection with. They have this magic ability to feel premium, but be available everywhere. They pour money into quality control and production, not just flashy ads. And the secret weapon through it all? That family ownership, which gives them a steady, long-term vision, letting them build a legacy instead of just chasing quarterly profits.
It really is just an extraordinary journey. What started with one man's clever idea in a small Italian town has grown into a global symbol of quality, tradition, and, yeah, affordable luxury. It's a story all about patience, craftsmanship, and a really powerful family vision.
And that kind of leaves us with one last thought to chew on. In today's world of fast-moving startups and corporate takeovers, the Ferrero story really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Can that kind of patient, family-driven vision still build a global empire from the ground up? It's a powerful question to think about.